of getting out of this scarce situation. Like, I don't have the full capability mentally, cognitively, of getting out of this scarce situation. So because I don't think that I can, then I will put myself in a situation that I feel as if I'm being supported as long as they were willing to support me. So the drawback for those of you who grew up on welfare is that it's hard for people to get off of welfare, because who wants to turn down something that is free? Who wants to turn down something that's coming easy? I don't know many people that's willing to do that. I don't know a lot of people that says, I'm going to cut out. I know people that today they could be making 60, 70,000 a year, but if somebody they know has food stamps, they're willing to pay for that food stamp card and have access to it. Because why? Because it's a mindset. It is a fear of scarcity. It is a fear that I'm not going to have the capability enough to get myself out of this situation. So many of you are in this situation right now, and I'm not even talking about financially. Some of you are in a mentally scarce situation. Some of you are in a relationship scarcity situation. Some of you are in a position to where financially you got all the skill, but you can't pay the bills. Some of you are thinking it's just never enough. And so you say to yourself, you wake up in scarcity. Some of you are so addicted to the idea of scarcity that you are triggered when you have too much money. How many of y'all know people who get a bag and they're not comfortable until they get rid of it? They're not comfortable until that bag is completely out their hand. They get $5,000, they get 10 G's, and they gotta blow through it like they got crack rock in their pocket, right? Because there is a discomfort of abundance. Good God, get in your zone. There's a discomfort in a state of abundance. Why? Because you spend so much of your time focused on conditioning, mental conditioning yourself for a bias towards negativity. You spend so much time thinking that my account's gonna go negative today. As soon as I check, I know it's negative. I know it. I know it already. I don't have enough money to pay these bills. Oh, that's a bill collector calling. You train yourself to believe that you don't have enough. Like you talk yourself into it. And so what do? You behave in a way where the prediction becomes true. You sabotage the greatness of your own effort. How many of you know, even in dating, right? So many of you in dating, get in your bag, boy. You will have everything you want in that person, but because you've conditioned yourself to believe that men treat you a certain way, yes, I'm coming for you, women, because you believe that men treat you a certain way, you are willing to find the negative in him just so that it can confirm the very thing you believe. Are you on welfare? Are you sitting in a state of poverty by choice? Are you sitting in a state where you could get yourself out of it if you talk to yourself better? Could you get yourself out of that situation if you believed more about yourself than what you see in front of you? There's a guy, he could be sitting right there. He's everything you've asked for. You've prayed for him. You've talked to your girlfriends about him. You have broken up with Pookie, Ray Ray, and Bam Bam 6 times, and now he's sitting in front of you, a complete difference. But because of how you are conditioned in your stress, you can't even accept the fact that he's different because he's boring. Why? Because something in you, your conditioning, is calling for an excitement, a thrill, a chase. It's like, why is he so all over me? Why is he treating me so good? This opportunity, they're talking really good in this business deal, but man, this can't be true because everybody is full of game. Everybody's full of scam. So let me ask the right questions to see if I can poke a hole in it. And some of them questions you asking in those business situations are so abhorrent, are so crass that it pushes the deal away. You don't believe that you receive. You talk a good game, but you don't believe you receive. You stand in that mirror and you don't believe that what is for you is for you, because the minute it shows up, you sabotage it because you've conditioned yourself mentally to believe that it's not coming, that if it does come, this can't be it. So all you do is just steadily confirm your own bias over and over again. And the minute that it disappears, all it does is reaffirm the original belief. I knew it. Look, the deal disappeared, not thinking that you're responsible for it. I knew he was going to leave. I knew he wasn't going to keep calling. He ain't going to keep calling you because you stress him out, because you make it seem like you don't want to be around him. Oh, I know. Look, my money is all messed up, because the minute you got it, you got uncomfortable having it because you never considered a plan to actually have money. You've been dreaming about it. You've been acting like you're preparing for it. You come to these meetings, you spend money on these classes, and the minute you get the result that you're looking for, you don't believe you're worthy of it. You're really operating out of a sense of imposter syndrome. There's no way that somebody like me deserves this type of money. So that's how people end up on food stamps for 15 to 20 years, because everything in them can't see the idea that they deserve more, that there is actually more out there for them. And if I stretch too much, I might get it. And if I stretch too much and get it, I might lose this sense of this false sense of security. That's what we're talking about, is the false sense of security, right? So we have to change our desires and expectations. Having the right desires and expectations is extremely important. Now, but first we need to get rid of this negative bias. Now, when we talk about negativity bias, we are talking about this psychological idea where negative events, information have a far greater impact on your state of mind, on the decisions that you make, whether it's neutral or positive. Like, most people are more likely to remember and be influenced by negative experiences than they are positive ones. What are you telling yourself that is just like watching Fox News? Who is around you like a talking head on Fox News? What friend that you've been in, that you've had a friendship with for 20 years is just like Tucker Carlson to your life? What friend of yours is like a Sean Hannity to your life? What family member is like a completely negative network that you continue to watch and support each and every day? You think that you are isolated because you're strong and you have your own thoughts and stuff like that. But do you understand that you cannot overcome the identity that is consistently being pushed on you? Like, you got to push that stuff away. When we talk about negativity bias, we're talking about people who tend to be more attentive to negative information than positive information. So now, why do we do that? Because we don't understand our desires. When we talk about our desires, we need to understand, what do we need in life, right? Maslow's hierarchy of needs, psychological stuff, it talks about, at the base level, if I don't need nothing else in this world, I need food, water, warmth, and rest. If I don't have those four, I can die. If I don't have food, I'm gonna die. If I don't have water, I'm gonna die. If I don't have warmth, I can die. And if I don't have rest, I can also die. Once I get those needs met, that's when I can start focusing on my safety, the other part, my security. Now, as long as I got some shelter and I'm safe, now I feel good. I can protect my food source, my water source, right? You need these building blocks. Everything else is where we want to get out of welfare. Oh boy. But how many people y'all know will live on safety and physiological needs? How many people do you know will live on, at least we got food in the refrigerator, at least I have a warm place to lay my head, at least I'm safe, at least, listen, at least I got four walls. That level of talk. So now, in your own life, how many of you have said, at least I got 1,000 in the account? At least I got a man. At least I got somebody to lay next to me, brothers. How many of y'all are thinking this to yourself, and you're really living, you think that you're living in abundance? You are living on welfare. You think that because what? That you got you know, that you got these real basic things that you thrive. You're not thriving. I mean, listen, I am on y'all butt tonight because we're closing out the year and some of y'all have been taking it easy. Some of y'all have been in this class thinking that, listen, at least I'm in the class, but you ain't done nothing with it. Have you made Bobby look great? Have you made your teachers look great? Have you made people think to themselves, yo, I want to join this course? Have you? Or is everybody looking at your life like, yo, man, ain't nothing changed with you? What you want me to spend the money for? You doing him a disservice. He should fire some of y'all from out the group. That's me. That's not him. He never said that. I said that. You have to fire your clients when they make you look bad. How many of you are thinking to yourself, I really ain't been on my grind. I paid for it and I tell people about it and I've done nothing with it. But the truth is, every time you mention Bobby name and then people look at your life, they like, yo, I don't believe in his program. No, no, no. It's like telling somebody, I got a personal trainer. And you still looking like you just drunk 12 Miller Lights. You still looking like you eat pound cake by the whole pound. Don't talk up, listen, don't come to me. Don't tell people that you train with me. Please don't, because you ain't doing nothing with your life. So now you got people surviving on safety and physiological needs. Like that's the top of the mountain. Like that's it. Like, yo, like that's exactly what I needed. Like I got my house. I got it. But there's 3 other levels. The next level after you get that stuff met is the feeling and the need to belong. The feeling and the need to belong. Nope, I'm in your tail. I was gonna do this is mental health because some of y'all are crazy to think that you're making it. This is mental health because some of y'all think that you've reached the mountaintop of self-actualization, which is a mental health thing. Some of you think that because you got a couple dollars in your pocket that you got peace of mind, but really you stressed out. Really you got anxiety. Y'all want to talk about mental health. Listen, man, this is what I do. Okay. If you think that this wasn't about mental health, then I want you to look at your account and tell me how fast your heart started beating because you're not taking care of your business. You want to know if this is about mental health? I want you to look at your circle of friends and tell me how much peace of mind you got. I want you to tell me if this ain't about mental health. That goes for everybody in this room. When we talking about that, baby, we talking about the thing that is between your head, the thing that is sitting here between your chest. If you ain't got that right, if you ain't got this thing right, then let's look at the people you're around. Let's look about how you spend your time. Let's look at everything that got to do with your life, because I believe that everything comes back to your mental health. The way you eat, you sitting there eating McDonald's thinking that you feeding yourself, and then the next thing you know, you sluggish. Your mind, you're cognitively sluggish. You're not remembering stuff because you're not feeding your body what it needs. And so you sitting there wondering, it was just McDonald's. But don't you understand that every time you eat trash, you think trash? Every time that you eat trash, you move like trash. You believe like trash. You don't even consider yourself worthy enough to go get even just a bowl of Chipotle. Matter of fact, you spend the same amount of money at McDonald's as you do Chipotle. But some of you don't even consider yourselves worthy enough to get out the car and go get you some better food. I want you to get to a place where you are thinking about your esteem needs when it comes to the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Where the esteem needs is I'm thinking about prestige. I'm thinking about a feeling of accomplishment. These are the things that I need, because some of you are so stuck on the levels of safety and belonging that you think that you made it because you got a Louis bag in the closet. You ain't made it because you got a Louis bag in the closet. What is that? You think that's the level? Man, listen, I told somebody this the other day. I said, there's a difference between goals and dreams. Goodness. My goals, okay, could be that, and this may be on my level of esteem needs, right? Prestige, feeling of accomplishment. My goals could be I want a new Tesla. My goals could be I want a house that's 7,000 square feet. My goals could be I want to buy that Chanel purse for my wife. That could be a goal. My goal could be I want to finish my master's. My goal could be I want to finish my doctorate. My goal could be I want to make sure I give my mom 2,000 every month because I can. Those are goals. But if you ever think that my dream is to get the Chanel bag, if you ever think that my dream is to get the Tesla, if you think that my dream is to get the Rolls Royce, if you think that my dream is to get the mansion, then you playing God. Because at the end of the day, a dream is something that comes from him. A dream? Do you understand how precious it is for a dream to be given to you? If you get a dream, something that is so personal to you, like a dream is a goal is something that you can make a list of goals. I dare you to find a list of dreams. A dream is unique. A dream is connected to my story. A dream is something bigger than me. A dream outlasts my lifetime. That's when we're talking about self-actualization, achieving one's full potential. That's achieving my full potential, my fullest potential. Let me tell you what purpose is. If you don't even know, how do you define purpose, Chris? How do you define purpose? I'm going to make it simple. Purpose is the history of who I am conflated with my talent, conflated with my gift. If you think that at the end of the day that I am able to simply stand up here because I got the talent, baby, you are tripping. I grew up watching a woman who did her very best to provide for her kids. I watched a woman who had dealt with somebody in her house smoking crack. I dealt with my mom making bad decisions during my course of my life. So if you don't think I'm sitting here looking at the names of women in this group who need my voice because of my history and my experience, and I'm conflating my talent to make sure that you hear me and that you feel me, then maybe you tripping. This is me standing in the puddle of self-actualization. I am standing right where God wants me to be, giving you everything that I possibly got. I'm telling you right now, you don't even have to pay me to do this. I love doing this. This is me giving to you what God wants you to have. So if you're sitting there at the bottom of the chart thinking, I'm just damn happy that I got something to eat tonight, I'm just happy I get to provide a warm place for my kids to lay their head, then you're not even in God's space right now. That's you not even believing more for yourself. He believes more for you. You playing him. If you can't get to the dream state, if you can't operate in purpose, then what are we doing? What are we doing? What life are we living? If we're not living in purpose, then I'm playing him. I don't listen. I'm not the moral police, so I'm not going to do that, right? I'm not the moral police. I promise you I'm not. All right. Tomorrow, I'm going to go out. I live in Atlanta. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go to a nice restaurant. I'm gonna do some hookah with my friends. I'm gonna have me a nice sidecar, Hennessy, VSOP, or some Douce, whatever it is. But nevertheless, I'm not the moral police. But I will tell you that nothing offends me more than you being able to wake up and live another day and you blow it. When there are people in this world who didn't wake up, who didn't get the chance to wake up, who died last night, who, matter of fact, I was watching a video on TikTok, y'all, and it was this young couple, you may have seen it, and the police officer pulled them over. Let me just tell you how quickly you can meet your demise. The cop had pulled them over. He's talking to them, telling them, man, you was going 100 miles an hour down the street, and they had this is their first date. These two cute young people, and they were on their first date, and he pulled them over. He said, man, y'all got to slow down. And she's apologizing to the officer for his driving and saying that, it's our fault. He said, man, it's not your fault. It's his fault. So 5 minutes later, they cut to a scene of the officer walking up on their car that smashed into a brick wall. He died. She lost her leg. If the highest state they got to was the feeling of being loved, he never reached his potential. And let me tell you how deep that is while I sit in this for a second. Do you understand how costly it is to everyone around you that you plan with your potential? Do you know how costly that? You are costing me by not reaching your potential. You are costing Bobby by not reaching your potential. You playing with me because I'm connected to you. You know me. You know me. I need you. But you sitting there playing around with your potential, thinking that you got it. But you playing me. Because the minute that you reach your potential and you start cracking open some doors, you start helping more people, you got more influence. Next thing you know, you like, yo, for the mission that I'm on, I know a man in Atlanta that can help me. I know a man in Alabama that got the gifts and the goods. But because you don't get there, I'm sitting here waiting on somebody like you to get in their oil and to figure out their stuff. Why are you holding us up? I quit. All right. Now, two mindsets: scarcity and abundance. When we talk about a scarcity mindset, it is literally the belief that everything that I need for the future, I'm either not going to have access to or there's less of it. These are people who easily believe, oh, the market is up, I'll never buy me a house. We have this saying in my house. We have this saying where if something's expensive, right? Something expensive. Ooh. So like, you know, the house that I want, I have a house that I want. I really want a house, right? And I sold my house in Cleveland. And I moved down here to Atlanta last year. I'm renting. Far uncomfortable. Okay. This is just for me, right? I own my house for almost 10 years. It is uncomfortable to rent because these people could up and decide that they're going to charge me more money this year than they did last year. That's uncomfortable. All right. So I want this house. I could easily say, because interest rates are 7%, man, I'm never going to buy me a house. We have this saying in my family that don't worry about the price, go make more money. That's an abundance mindset, because I believe that everything is getting bigger and better for me. Everything is getting bigger and better for me. Why? Because I am capable of being faster, of being better, of being more skilled, so that I can acquire and attract the money that is coming to me. I believe that because I am becoming a better person, that I will attract the relationships that are coming to me. I believe that because I am working on my body, that I will live long enough to obtain the things that I want. Don't complain about what you don't have, because the hole in that is deep. But challenge yourself to say, I can get more of that. My guy DJ, he told me the other day, he said, man, we gotta level up. No more complaining. This is my guy. I've been married, it'll be 13 years next month. He said, yo, we gotta level up. Because, and he was kind of having an argument with his wife. It's kind of funny. Because, bro, we gotta stop complaining when they ask us to do stuff. We gotta say, no, I can do that. I got enough energy to do that. We gotta stop complaining when, you know, there's something we got to do two or three things at a time. We let them know we'll figure it out, because that's the level that we've been called to go to. And I received that, because at the end of the day, what is the other option for me as a man? I had to do it. Listen, I rise to the occasion. I rise to the occasion. Here's what y'all don't know. Y'all want to know something? I could have a scarcity mindset. I was busy all day long, right? I was just busy in business. I went to go work out today. Then I got back and I had to take my kids to 2 basketball trainings. And then my other son, we had to go eat dinner as a family. And I had never gotten around to actually covering what I was going to talk about tonight. And so I said to myself, Chris, tap in. What do you want to say? And I jotted some stuff down because I have an abundance mindset that something in me is going to be enough if I tap in. And so I literally prepared what I'm talking about 5 minutes before I started. I'm not lying to you. And when I say that, I'm saying that not from a place of arrogance, but from a place of if I had a scarcity mindset, I would have operated in fear. I wouldn't have believed that I could do it. I would have probably called off. I would have made up something. I would have replayed some of the old hits from the last year. But I'm tapping into something that I believe I have exponential resources because I'm tapped into the source. I don't have to be the source. When I run out, he gives it back to me. And because he knows that I'm serving you in my purpose, he gives it to me. I haven't wrote any of his, I don't have any notes. I'm telling you this now. I'm saying this to say it is important that you operate in a level of abundance because that's when the doors start opening. No, I'm sorry, that's wrong. You have to operate in a level of abundance because that's when you can see the doors. You can't even see the doors. Look, watch this. If I took somebody from a house that there was 700 square feet, maybe 500 square feet, right? Rent is like 500 a month, and they've been living there for 30 years. And I took them to a mansion. Let's say it's 8,000 square feet, maybe 10. Do you believe that they would think that there's more than 2 or 3 rooms in that house? I don't. I think if you took them to a large house that was 8 to 10 times as larger than the house they're living in, they would be limited to the idea of what a house is. Why? Because they have lived in a place that is scarce of space. So they can only think that this is the limits for me. Jabez in the Bible said, enlarge my territory, enlarge my place, enlarge the land that I step on, and give me more of what you own. Give me more of that, right? So if I took them to this house, and they was in 500 square feet, 2 bedrooms, a half bathroom, well, a full bathroom, and that was it. If I take them to a house that's 8,000 square feet, let them stay the night, do you understand that they could never return to the original dimensions of which they've come from mentally? They would never see their house the same. They couldn't. They would then realize, oh, I've been living in a very small house. What do I have to do to get something like that? Because that was peaceful. I was walking in rooms, and then there was another room, and then there was this basement, then there was this other wing, and then they had a kitchen, and then they had another kitchen in the basement, and then everybody had a full bathroom in the house and a shower that was not in the tub. And everyone had this. This was amazing. And I'm saying once they get to that level, now abundance mindset kicks in. So here's my question to you. How long will, oh, goodness gracious, how long will you be in a position to where you are in the abundance mindset of 2016, and because you have been beating everybody and in the lead, you have not arrived in the abundance mindset owed to you in 2023? You're still floating on what you did 8 years ago. You're still floating on that. But the truth is, you haven't grown. You actually returned to a scarce mindset. Why? Because once you tapped in and you got all your little accolades and all your hugs and applauses and you graduated college, you stopped challenging yourself. And you're masking this idea that you're living in abundance, that you're challenging yourself, that you are so goal-oriented, when the truth is, you operate out of a sense that, listen, there's nothing available for me. I've reached the mountaintop. I make 60 in my job. I want to do a little thing on the side, and that's it. I'm telling you now, okay, let me stick to the point. Scarce mindset. Okay, when we're talking about that, we're talking about somebody who is understanding that, yo, there's no way that I have more resources in this business and everything's depleted, right? And there's everybody got this business, it's only gonna be so many customers. Let me lower my price because I need to compete. Nope. How about you do this? How about instead of lowering your price, you offer more value and you become better? That's abundance, right? We think about scarce mindset, we think about unfairness of the idea of something's unfair to me, right? I'm owed more. You owe me something. When you have a scarce mindset, you have this idea that people owe you something. Nobody owes you anything. Like if you have a scarce mindset, you literally, no one owes you anything. Period. No one owes you anything in this world. No one's coming to save you. No one. They're not even interested. They're interested in saving themselves, right? And when you start thinking that way, you lower your self-esteem, you lower your self-efficacy, you stop believing that the things that you do have effect, you start increasing your stress and mental health. When you start destroying your mental health, you actually start operating out of a sense, again, of negative bias, because everything you see needs to confirm the lack of effort and ingenuity and effort that you're making towards your goals, because you need to confirm it so that you can give it a scapegoat. You gaslight yourself. You tell yourself something that ain't true just so that you can be comfortable not doing nothing. But the truth is that there's so much abundance in the world that you can go get. I say this to my sons, money is moving all around me. I just got to give money a reason to come to me. Relationships are being made all around me, but am I the person that deserves to meet that person? Have I arrived there? They've done the work. They've poured into themselves. They've developed some stuff. They went through some seasons where they had to do the work. Why do they owe it to me to be in my company? Why? Because my name's Chris? Because I've spoken on some stages and done some cool stuff? If I haven't done the work and the self-development that maybe they've done, or I'm not the asset to them that they are to me, they don't owe me their room. They don't owe me that. We have to get to a place where we're like, yo, I'm working on myself in this season so I could become more valuable. I'm raising the sticker price on my life. What was the price last year of my attention, my body, my time, and my money is not the same. All four went up. Everybody talk about, oh, the price went up. Yeah, in your business, but everything else is for sale. You still sleeping with the same people. You still entertain the same people. You still spend your money in the same places. But the only thing that went up was your business. So tell me how you're more valuable. I think that you're still on sale because you haven't done any of the other work to pour into yourself to raise up the price. So if I do an inventory of you as a business, then I would see, oh, she still talked to the same, she talked to the same guy, different name. Oh, she still got those girlfriends that are chatty and gossiping and messy. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at this. She doesn't take care of herself. She's more interested in taking the easy way out than actually going to eat healthy and work out, right? I'm saying if the only thing that increased was the bottom line of your business, then how valuable, what do you have? Listen, starting now, abundance mindset. You are not in this group just to get information. You're in this group to take the information, become a knowledgeable resource for your community. Then you're going to go out, you're going to pour that information into a marketable stance so that people in the marketplace can purchase your goods because you deserve it, because you have done the work and you have made yourself a business that is reputable and it makes sense to go with you. I'm the obvious choice. I dare you to bring somebody else in here and have this conversation. I sit back and watch them, and I bet they won't do it like me. I'm confident in this standpoint because I have poured over 10 years into my craft. So are you as good at what you're doing as I am? And whatever you do, this is why people say all the time, LeBron's coach, that's not his. Listen, the owner of the Lakers, LeBron don't work for her. LeBron is better at what he does in his job than she is at hers. So my question to you is, When will you become the obvious choice? When will you become so good that you're on the top of mind? Get out of the scarcity mindset. You're not carrying brown food stamps no more. You are no longer that little girl who couldn't fend for herself, who didn't have the answers because you didn't have the resources, you were too young. You are an adult. You now are responsible. We are elders. We are the elders of the community. They waiting on us. We're not grandma no more. I turned 39 for your information last Monday. We are the elders. We are the new aunties and uncles. We them. They waiting on us. We so caught up on TikTok and Instagram that we're not in the streets. We're not in the community. These babies is waiting on us. I see it all the time. When are you going to get your stuff together and start believing about who you are so that you can go out and become a resource to the world? Thank y'all, man. Y'all got any questions? Anything that y'all got, let me know. I'm here for you.
All right, all right. Anybody got any questions about tonight's section? Anything they want to get off their chest, ask Chris about, anything related to mental health. He here. Like I said, man, I appreciate you, bro.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, dropped your link again as well, Chris.
I was so mean tonight. I'm so sorry.
I mean, you did what you had to do, man. I mean, that's true though. I mean, that's true. That's just like, with anything that we do, man, we got to utilize the information, especially when you got good information, because it's people depending on you, lives you can change, communities you can tap into to help more people. So, man, you definitely, said the right thing, my brother. So, anybody got any questions?
I love y'all, man. And the thing I know is just that sometimes we need that fire. We need that, at the end of the day. And I will be honest, I don't know if we voluntarily sign up for to be chastised. We're too old now, right? And when you were younger, you didn't have a choice. Your mama said, sit down, I'm about to talk to you. But as we got older, we avoid them spaces. We might go to a little YouTube and get somebody to fire us up, but we want it exactly how we want it. And so sometimes I think that when it's involuntarily and it catches you off guard, I think that's when it hits home the most. So I'm saying this because if you signed up for this group, you're somebody who believes in more than just going to work. I had a lady that was paying an invoice and she said, this is accounts payable. She said, I just want to know, what do you do? Because why are they paying you so much money to do this for 2 days? And I was in Alaska dealing with working with some kids up there 2 weeks ago. And I told her, I've been doing this for 10 years and we put together programs, curriculum, and we talked for 2 days. She said, well, I'll tell you this. I could not imagine paying nobody like you, not like me, but I couldn't imagine paying nobody this type of money ever, not even the president. You know why? Because she's a worker. I'm not mad at her. She makes an hourly wage that takes care of her family. She doesn't understand that the people she works for makes millions of dollars. She doesn't understand that. So in the end, she thinks that I'm far overpaid. She told me it to my face. I didn't take it I didn't take it offensively. I just said, sign the check. I just when is it gonna be there? I wasn't tripping. Because the truth is that I hope that in her seeing what she had to pay, she was able to see that she was living beneath her potential. Can you imagine that? Having to write somebody a check and you looking at your check and you like, something ain't lining up. I mean, what am I doing wrong? You ever had one of those what am I doing wrong situations? That's when it really hits you. Like, okay, I know I'm smart. I went to school. But what are you doing? That's when it wake you up. And I don't mind waking people up and making them uncomfortable. So my link is right here, y'all. Y'all want to chat, talk to me. Bobby's people, they get a decent discount on talking to me. So hit me up on there and I can give you the information. But yeah, was more than my salary at the time, change everything. Yeah, seriously. Become great at what you do and you can charge the great price. Become great at what you do, and you can charge a great price. Focus on that. Work on your craft, whatever your craft is. It's a craft, right? I didn't say work on your job. Work on your craft. Whatever your craft is, it's a lifetime worth of work. Like a lawyer, that's their work for their life. That's what they're known for. You don't have to stop doing that. A job, I don't care about no job. But your craft, it's what you care about. It's only so many things you care about. Your family, the place you stay, right? Peace of mind. But your craft is what you do with your hands and your heart and your mind. And that's not something that we don't have too many of those ideas, right? We're all good at a couple things. Pick one. Choose to be great at it. Choose to be great. Choose to be great. What can I focus on? Who can I watch? Who can I study? Who can I become humble and sit at their feet and figure out why did they become so great? And be humble. Man, they're great. What can I learn from you? How can I learn? Become great at what you do, and it will pay you forever. Forever. All right, y'all. Any questions? Y'all can come off of mute if y'all need to and ask anything that y'all need to know. Anything, any questions? I'll take them all. Y'all can come off of mute.
Go ahead, Janelle.
Thanks, Kiana. No, I just really wanted to say thank you. I'm sure I'm not the only one that it felt like you were speaking directly to me. So for you not to be prepared prior to and allowing for, I guess, God to speak to you, to speak to us, you were right on point. I've been trying to leave my job for a long time. I've been with the federal government for 18 years, and I almost got there. My daughter's business was doing well. She got offered a contract with the Georgia World Congress Center, so she could have been making $60,000. I sabotaged that. The short-term rental business was doing well. I sabotaged that. And so it's because it's one of those things. That's why I typed in the chat. I was like, well, at least I got a good job. But that's because I'm a bit afraid, I guess, what success looks like. And now that it's looking like we're about to be furloughed, if anybody's been watching the news, government workers won't be working during that time. So I'm like, well, maybe that's a blessing. Yeah, I'm not getting paid, but maybe it's a blessing where I can really go deeper. I've been working on the business since Bobby's class, but kind of just take it and go hard for that time frame, and not go in the direction that I used to go, which is sabotaging, self-sabotaging. So Chris, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sorry it wasn't a question. I just want to say thank you.
I resonate with what you said. When I moved down to Atlanta, Bobby, I don't know if I ever told you this. I think I did. I moved down here last January, and I was working part-time at Apple, and I was working on this business. And I was headed to work, because you move somewhere, you gotta have a job, and you can't rent nothing without no job. So I was on 285, which everybody knows if you've driven around Atlanta is extremely dangerous. And I got hit by a box truck, rear-ended me going about 70 miles an hour. And I was only at Apple for about 2 months, and it put me out of work.